the fuck?
What is up? We're back. We're live. Kangz Council episode
Shit.
28. Getting up there, boys. Getting up there. This is the podcast that was taken for a ride. Just going through, joining us. For you listeners out there, probably the first time, but not the first time since we had something recorded, but from the Culture Attack podcast, we got Ruben Prime, who is this week he's gone to infinity and beyond. Welcome, Ruben.
Thank you for having me. What's going on, guys? Yeah, we definitely went to infinity and beyond. Oh boy, we're gonna talk about
wait
that.
for this one.
We got a lot.
We've been
waiting for this one.
we've been waiting. All of us have been waiting. So yeah, man. So I had to hop on the Kangz Council. Had to, chat about the Nintendo Direct and as well as some Metroid talk. But yeah, I'm glad to be here, guys.
Yes. And this man, he wasn't the only big D that dropped this week. Despair.
Bro, let's cut to the chase, bro. I got Elden Rings to play.
All right. This man is looking to take all of your quarters in Marvel vs. Capcom 1 FallaYoDreams.
Yeah, I'll take them back in Marvel 2. Hey, sorry.
Well, okay. We'll run it. But yes. We'll talk about it.
This man here was looking for brothership, but ended up in the mothership. Cosmic Kaiser 6.
The excitement for the Marvel. That's all I got.
Let's go. And then this man is always making sure he's set to performance mode. Kid Crazy.
Damn, ain't that true? What's up, brother?
And of course, yours truly, glad to finally be able to put the Metroid Prime 4 jokes to rest. Supafreak 187 here. What are we talking about? Big D, big Direct, big erect.
Ooh, baby.
Nintendo Direct, boys. We had a big one. It was a good one. It was 40 minutes of Hawk Tui.
I spent all over that thing.
Hawk Tui on Sony.
Jesus.
Bro.
What an event. And you dropped that shit out of nowhere, man, practically.
In the first minute, Sony stock plummeted. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Damn.
that's a fact.
Because they opened up with a banger, Mario and Luigi Brotherhood, and this game, look, I don't know if you never played these games, but these games are super well made, super charming, and especially if you like the idea of like Mario and Luigi as a pair versus just Mario. These games definitely take after the light of the Super Mario RPG, but they kind of have their own formula and they run with it. So those games have a lot of charm. They show off the gameplay right off the bat. I was not expecting a Mario announcement from this Direct, just because
I'm glad there's no gimmick. It doesn't look gimmicky. Like they've always been like a mix of Paper Mario and like Mario RPG mechanically. And honestly, they're like up there. They're like my top 3 like Mario games. The Mario and Luigi games have always been like fire. I don't think there's been a bad one. They just they get trapped on like Game Boy Advance or the DS or whatever. So a lot of people don't really get a chance to play them. I'm sure people play the 3DS one, but a lot of people don't really talk about these games. So I'm glad it's on the Switch now. So at least people don't have an excuse to dodge it. Those games I highly recommend, bro. If not for the game, the music is always banging. Like every single time.
The music's banging. The story's pretty decent for like a Mario lore thing.
Mario Luigi Superstar Saga. Listen to the OST, please. That shit is fire.
But yeah, man, this game looks like to be a cool little adventure, and for those who enjoy Super Mario RPG, I highly recommend that you play this game, because this game, I feel like, takes what's in that game and just ups it to like a whole other level. It's just Mario and Luigi basically.
Yeah, they're basically the Mario RPG fucking spiritual successors, pretty much.
Right. Yep, absolutely.
I've never played these games. Well,
Neither have I. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Never really had a
beautiful.
These bums. Oh,
I mean, you say like the
unbelievable.
best one is on like the 3DS. I never had it.
Yeah,
yet,
they are.
so
I know. Yeah.
Looks like no
Unbelievable.
Superstar-
Well, now you
Superstar
have no
Saga.
reason.
The Switch is
I know
actually
Superstar
my
Saga's on the
first
thing on the
Nintendo
Switch, yeah.
handheld. I want to say I bought a DS for my
Get 'em outta
sister, so
here.
that doesn't count. And my
This is
dad had
unbelievable.
my
This is
dad had a
unbelievable.
Game Boy.
way.
My dad had a Game Boy Pocket that I would borrow.
Self-reported.
Ooh,
Oh
the
my goodness.
Pocket, let's go.
Yeah, the Pocket
Shout
was
out to
great.
the
And I had the
Pocket,
the OG Game Boy that a friend of mine like
Oh, the
just
fat one
lent,
with the
lent
green
to me.
screen.
Yeah, the old
Tetris
fat
boy.
one. Yeah. When
Tetris
a friend of
boy.
mine got himself a Game Boy
Truth,
Color,
truth.
he was like, "Here, you can borrow this," and I had it for like a long ass time. That was where I played all the Game Boy games, honestly.
That's fair.
But I mean, it looks sick. I mean,
Yeah,
Mario
they're
Luigi game.
fire.
The graphic style looks great. Has the
They're silly as
Smash
fuck,
on
too.
DS graphics with the big like bold outlines on the character outlines.
Yeah, those games are so silly.
Yeah.
Like, just like Mario RPG, they don't take themselves seriously. A lot of silly jokes. Makes fun of itself a lot. Like if you play Mario RPG, you know what to expect from this.
Yeah.
Ton of Luigi jokes, you know.
Yeah, Luigi being stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excited to try
but
this
you
one.
know, yeah, but those games, especially like the battle system, is very active. It's not like you're just sitting there. It's pretty much what Super Mario RPG started, but they just, you know, turn it up a notch or two for you to just pay attention. You can't autopilot. So like you do team attacks and stuff, and so it's I highly recommend it. I recommend you guys try out that series, and they're not too long either. I don't think.
Yeah, they're not. No.
Yeah,
they're
decent
not long
length.
either.
A decent length, yeah.
Yeah, they're probably like 10, 15 hours for RPGs, not that long. But yeah, I mean, but that was a banger. And I was just like, it went open like that. I was like, what already?
Yeah, that was. I was like, okay.
Strong opener.
Because I was like, because you know, at this point in time, we're like, what could they possibly show for the Switch that is going to be like that big of a deal when they had the Switch 2 on the horizon, right? Like, I would assume they're going to hold shit to their chest for the Switch 2 announcement. But so I was like, damn, they show hella shit for a console that's on its last legs. I was like, okay.
They definitely show
Like,
a
what
lot
the
of
fuck?
stuff.
Like, this console is on its deathbed and it's still thriving.
It's still
That shit is
alive,
crazy.
Which is
Shit
crazy.
is going on like
Normally, oh, I'm sorry. Normally during like the end of the console's lifespan,
Yeah, you don't see shit.
yeah, you don't. You just get maybe like one or two like first party titles, and then everything else is just filler. Like there's no effort put in it. But with this direct, like that was like the main thing I noticed. You know, just first party titles, just through almost throughout the whole direct, which was insane. And this is basically the last 6 months, 8 months or so with, or you know, a little more with the Switch, with the with the OG Switch. It's like, when I saw what they were putting out, I was like, oh damn, like, all right, Nintendo, I see you, all right. But yeah, like that was just, the first game was a banger, and it only went up from there.
Yeah, because I think about I'm always gonna compare the Switch to the Wii U, right? And how that shit went. And it's crazy to see the Switch thriving like nonstop. There hasn't really been like a drought on the Switch at all.
No.
And I thought for a fact that we weren't gonna see much, at least towards the end of the year. I didn't think we were gonna see this much, especially because I know the Wii U was a flop, so they wanted to just completely ignore that shit for the last few months. But when the Wii U was on its way out the door, bro, they didn't give a fuck. There were no announcements. It was just a bunch of like shovelware, random little third-party games here and there. But they were like, yeah, we're never doing that again. The post Wii U era Nintendo, the post Wii U era Nintendo is a different beast, bro. The post Iwata, like, look, he left behind the legacy, bro.
I actually heard something interesting today, and it made me think, and it's like definitely going to be in talks, but I heard someone in a video today say that the Nintendo Switch should be considered pound for pound like one of the best consoles ever.
It is.
Hard for me to
Agreed.
debate
It's
that.
got a
It's
fantastic
hard.
Just as far as like
You just look at the
library,
library.
just
Yeah.
library alone, like it's like
It is.
and it's
like,
still
there's no argument.
it's still kicking because the only other thing that you could probably compare it to be a PS2, right? Like
PS2, yeah.
as far as the greatest console of all time, and it's approaching that what the PS2 was alive for like 10 years, something like that. It's like 8 years now, the Switch, and they're still kicking though. Like those last few years of the PS2 was literally just like sports ports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it was there, but it was
It was alive, but it was just kind of like in the corner, chilling. But I mean, no disrespect to the PS2, but
Yeah, I don't really see any. There hasn't been any console with legs like this though since the PS2.
Exactly,
So you kind of have to really, yeah.
Give it its props.
that's why I was like, I had to really think about that when I was like, man, that's really legitimate.
Yeah, and then, it was also surprising because they said straight up, don't expect any Switch 2 announcements, yada 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 yada. So
Yeah,
to come out the gate.
I'm glad they did that, set expectations, and they still exceeded mine.
I agree.
Yeah, I know, absolutely.
Yep. Agreed. Yep.
What was the
Now
next?
that I
Then
think about
they
it.
showed a lot of new Nintendo classic stuff too, right? What was that? The online
the
stuff.
Nintendo speed run.
Nintendo World Championships.
Bro,
I'm
not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That it's cool, but it made me tight, and I'll tell you why.
Super
So they're
Mario
willing to-
35.
Yeah.
He's never gonna forget about this shit, dude.
Never.
No, I'll never forgive him for that shit, bro.
I
long as
knew
we
it. I knew
live.
where he was going.
Bro, that's all I want. It's the only game I ever wanted, bro. Like I bought the Switch for that free game.
That's
And
crazy.
Where's my game?
I spent money. I spent $300 for a free game.
For a free game.
That's crazy.
It's just-
But like like I like getting competitive in that way. But then they put out like a freaking Super Mario speedrun, which speedrun is alright, but that's not exactly what I want. But my mind went immediately straight there. I'm like, you motherfuckers, I hate you so much.
It's teasing you guys, pretty much. Teasing us.
Oh my god, yeah. So yeah, Nintendo, if you're hearing us, I mean, 35, people will still play. You know what I'm saying?
We will pay money for it.
I
Like, we'll
would.
pay-
I actually would. I actually would.
Unbelievable.
I'll throw.
Just take my debit card. Take my debit card, credit card, whatever. Just take it. Just give us Mario 35, please.
We're entering this era of Nintendo giving their heroines like their own games now, and I'm actually fucking with it. That new Zelda they announced.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we just got the Princess Peach game not too long ago, and now Zelda getting her own shit. Even though this game still looks like a traditional Zelda game though. Like Peach was like a huge departure from like a Mario game, but I'm still with it though.
Someone
I've
said
been
this
wanting to
was
play
the
Zelda.
sequel to the CDI, the Philips games,
Unbelievable.
like story wise.
Ain't no way in fuck.
So should we just talk about Zelda now? So what did everyone think about it?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it looks like. Look, there comes a point with Nintendo franchises where it's like it looks like a Zelda game that I'm gonna play. Like, there's no question, I'm gonna play it. Like, we know what it is. It does look. They have some little gimmicky things that I guess Zelda could do that Link couldn't do, but it still looks like a Zelda game to me. It looks like what is it? What was it? The Link to the Past remake? That
Yeah.
art style,
Yeah.
like, and I'm with it. I'm gonna play it. Every Zelda that come out, I'm gonna play. I'm glad that we have another Zelda game that's not the Breath of the Wild formula. I don't want to shit on it because
No, I was gonna say that too.
the
like,
Breath of the
for
Wild
those people
army
who are
going to come after me.
I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with liking Breath of the Wild. It's just
Damn right. Come
Yeah, I like my traditional Zelda, and this is I'll play this.
Yeah. And this is more down those fans' alley. So it's good that Nintendo had the intelligence to be like, okay, there are people who dig these Zelda games, but I know these old fans are kind of craving for some tradition.
Like, just make the next Zelda like a blend of like just this and you could give me the open world stuff, but just give me my traditional like legacy dungeons. Like I don't want to talk about Elden Ring again, but Elden Ring did it perfectly, right? I feel like Elden Ring made a better Zelda game than Nintendo did. FromSoft made a better Zelda game than they did, because not only was it open world, they had the fucking
Elden Ring.
Unbelievable. But yeah, because they had like the they added like the open world and shit, because Souls games weren't traditionally open world games, but they were able to make it open world and still have that, what would they call it, like the legacy dungeons and shit like that. Like that still felt like Dark Souls dungeons and stuff like that. That's what Zelda was like for me. Zelda's like, you traverse the open world, or not open world, but you traverse like the open zones or whatever, and then you find the items to get into the dungeon, and you go into the dungeon, solve the dungeon, whatever. then you're back out into the fucking world. Like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild didn't really have that for me. They had the like, I don't know what they were called, but the dungeons weren't the highlight of those games. It was the the shrines, and I wasn't the biggest fan of those. But hopefully the next Zelda is. They're taking notes.
I mean, I don't see why both can exist, to be honest. Sorry, I just because like it's the same thing with Mario games, right? You have your Mario and Luigi, you have your like Super Mario Brothers games, right? Like those like 2D games that people love, and then they also have like the Mario Odyssey.
Yeah,
you want that one to be the
you gotta you have to think about it. There's a different outlook on a 3D Mario game and then the other Mario games. Like it's always the 3D Mario games are the Mario games. Those are the AAA, like Nintendo putting all their time and effort into that game. And then everything else is just filler until the next 3D Mario game, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, they're always high quality, so I don't want to call them filler. They're always good. But you know what I mean. The 3D Mario games are the Mario games. I don't want like a Zelda, I don't want the Zelda game and then my classic Zelda is the off-season game. I don't want that, but hey, it is what it is, man. I'm enjoying regardless, but whatever.
Oh, you're saying something, Fall?
Yeah. Oh, well, I was gonna see when I first saw this trailer, I wasn't really paying attention because my mind was broken a couple of minutes before that. But I'm rewatching it. It was kind of cool, like some of the gimmick stuff that she could do, like she could summon monsters to kind of fight for her, or she could summon platform. I mean, it just seemed, I don't know, man. Zelda just seems kind of broken.
Yeah, I mean, as you would expect.
Yeah, like she, because I just feel like, well, she can just duplicate things, so height's not an issue, and then like for enemies, she could just duplicate enemies. I'm just, I don't know. It might be on the easier side, but we'll see.
I'm sure it will be. I don't see why it wouldn't. But hey, it doesn't look. It looks fun. That's all that really matters, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am hype also for fucking Donkey Kong Country Returns finally getting the damn port.
About damn time.
Dick Freeze too.
Like Tropical Freeze. Didn't that shit that got ported early on?
Yeah, that got ported early on. I played that.
Yeah.
That game was sick.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't play this shit again, but I played this one, Returns. But I was at a random friend's house. He just had.
You play Tropical Freeze? Oh, you didn't play Tropical Freeze? Nah, you gotta play that shit right now. Nah, you're playing that tonight, bro. Nah, bro. Ain't no way in fuck. Go. We'll talk about it on stream. Yeah.
Watch out for the Nintendo ninjas.
Well, because I mean, because also I like playing those games co-op. So
what's stopping you?
Well, gee, I don't know. Maybe another person, and you know.
What you mean? You got free? Look, I'll play it. I love that game. Tropical Freeze?
What? Yeah, no. Well, I know it's a good game. It was always on my to-do list. But
this guy's a fraud. Let me stop.
But I did play and beat Returns in one sitting, by the way, and that game was
that game was amazing.
Well done. The platforming in that game was like crystal. Like it was great. It was great. It was a great shout out, and it was a Donkey Kong game that I really enjoyed. But a lot of people didn't get to play them because they were on the Wii. They were on, I think there was a 3DS version, and I think so. This version adds, obviously update the graphics, but then also add the 3DS exclusive stuff that were in that platform. So now you get the best of both worlds. So that's cool, man. I mean, like if you're looking for a good platformer, Donkey Kong is one of the best. So I highly recommend.
Is it not the best? Like I don't know. I think DKC is the fucking best, bro.
I mean, it's definitely one of the best. Everyone's got their preferences, right?
Yeah, of course. That shit was like the perfect mix of like bullshit. I loved it.
Well, and the music in the series in general,
of course, iconic. Yeah. I wonder if we're ever gonna see another 3D Donkey Kong game. But they're just gonna leave that to Mario.
I think so, but I don't think we're gonna get anything till the Switch too.
Because I guess people didn't really like Donkey Kong 64, huh? Because we never got one since.
Oh
yeah,
I bought
legacy.
It.
It's just the
I loved Donkey Kong 64, but yeah.
That's
I liked it, but it was back then. You had the choice. It was DK64 or Banjo Kazooie? Which collectathon did you want to play? And Banjo Kazooie was it was the better game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. But hey, maybe Switch 2.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, it's a good game. What do you guys think about it?
I think
I'm
it was
excited to give it a try.
Oh
Yeah.
boy, don't tell me.
For old
Don't
Donkey Kong?
tell me y'all never played DKC, bro. Why
Of
am I
course I
here?
played Donkey
I'm
Kong
outta here.
Country.
Played
That
Donkey
was
Kong Country.
I was
And
about to say, what am I doing here?
listen. Don't categorize me with Kaiser all the time just because we haven't.
fuck you!
I've played DKC and DKC
you son of a
2.
bitch.
I don't know if I finished 3. I might have, but I just remember playing a lot because I did a lot of catching up on Nintendo games when I got to college with I'll call it emulation. That's when I started exploring with that. So I caught up on a lot of SNES games that I never got to play when I was younger, like Mega Man X 1 through 3 and so on and so forth, right? Like DKC, Super Mario World, like, you know, all the classics, right? Classic hits. Gundam Endless Waltz.
Of course.
Dragon Ball Z Hyper Dimension, like all those like obscure,
shit.
all obscure like emulation games, right? Like, so I started catching up with that, but yeah, that was sick. One of the series that I didn't catch up with, and I was wondering what y'all thought about it, was the Dragon Quest remakes. 3. They announced 3, and then
I thought it was cool
showed 1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2. That's sick. But
Yes.
So-
I'm gonna start off being that guy. I love all 3 of these games, right? I didn't play 1 and 2. I watched playthroughs of those, but I played 3. But I'm telling you right now, this is just a distraction, bro. Because Dragon Quest 12 has to be in some development hell right now. It has to be. Because where is it? We haven't heard anything about this game. It's been like 3-4 years or something like that since they announced that game. I think it's been a while. So part of me was like, yeah, I'm hyped. I'm gonna play these. I love it, but what the fuck happened to Dragon Quest 12?
Yeah, part of you was like,
Yeah, I was like, damn, this don't look good.
Well, is Dragon Quest synonymous with like Nintendo? You would say?
Yeah, hell yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
So maybe there's nothing wrong. They're just waiting for the Switch too, which makes
Like, look, I'm just,
Maybe.
I'm sure there's nothing wrong.
No, I get you. I hear you.
But yeah, it just, part of me was just like, damn, bro, I just want 12, man.
No. I got you. I'm with you on that. But
Yeah.
I would just say like the Switch 2 has been out for a year or two, and we don't hear no Dragon Quest 12. Then I'll be like, all right, what the fuck?
Yeah, then you gotta
what's
raise
going
one.
on?
Then you gotta be like, all right,
Yeah,
what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on, bro? Like this is not the plan that's meant to be, you know. But for this, you know, because this is mainly for like Switch, right? So this makes sense to me. Now, what was interesting to hear this is from, because I don't know too much on Dragon Quest lore, but from what he was saying was that 3 is actually the first in the series.
Yeah.
Then it's followed by 1 and 2.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're releasing it in the way that he thinks you should play the games, so, which is interesting.
That makes sense to me.
There's a
From the
chronological
outside looking in.
order.
Yeah, it's the story of Erdrick.
Yeah, the
'cause
Erdrick Chronicle trilogy they were saying.
Trilogy, yeah.
Yeah, because at first I was like, why the fuck are you releasing 3, but then you're gonna release 1 and 2? What? Like, and then when he explained that, I was like, okay. So it's like, okay, that makes sense. So I mean, it's not much to say, right? It's Dragon Quest. So like, you're either for those games or, you know, like those are real RPGs. Like those are investment RPGs, but you know, they're getting the 2D.
I wouldn't say that about the first
3D.
3. They weren't that crazy. I don't know. Dragon Quest has never really been that kind of RPG, at least not for me. Like, yeah, you might have to grind a little bit or whatever, but they're not that hardcore. I wouldn't use this as the game. It's not a SMT. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't scare people away with it. I wouldn't scare people away by saying that.
Yeah, I know, but SMT, I just love. Well, I only played 5, but I just like the fact that they just leave you there, and you're like,
you're
good luck.
Yeah,
like good luck.
those are the games I would be like, I don't know. You might want to think about it first. But Dragon Quest,
I mean,
yeah.
because like the other characters are very subtle and suggestive. Like, hey, yeah, you could go this way, but I don't think you're really prepared for that. You might want to. They subtly
they'll
say
that
like,
in 5. Yeah, they'll say that in 5.
Yeah.
They won't say that shit in 3. Like,
really? You just get
you're just fucked. Yeah. That game is fucked up.
That's messed up. Damn. They just so they don't even say anything. You just get clocked by this level 50 monster.
Bro. Shin Megami Tensei 3. Please go back and play that game, dude. I think it's on Steam, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's on PC at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
Bro, you gotta play that game. I know you like 5. You gotta go back and play 3. Cause that shit's good, but man.
But how long is that
game? Be prepared.
It's
long enough.
It like 100?
It's about Persona length, maybe.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hold on to your horses. I'm already be playing 5 right now.
Yeah.
So, I'm held up.
Any other notable games anybody want to mention before we get to the 2 big heavy hitters?
Wait.
You taking a deep breath? All right, I'll be back. I'll get something to drink while he fucking prepares himself.
No. Well, they showed Perfect Dark, right?
Stuff.
Like
they just showed that's going to be in the the
Nintendo Classic,
online or whatever.
Yeah, but they have it's going to have online play too.
Oh yeah, online multiplayer.
That was what kind of took me for a loop, right? Like, because I was just like, I think people are going to
play that shit for like a night.
People are gonna play it for a night, like they did with GoldenEye. Like GoldenEye dropped, everybody played it for a night. And then,
yeah,
I mean, if it runs,
I did like that they're bringing back Zelda Force Swords though. That's cool.
Yes.
And Turok, I've been talking about Turok for a long time, and it's like, damn.
I think they finally they brought back like the rated, was it rated M games or rated T games?
Yeah. Can we get a new Turok?
We go, you adults.
We
you waited
might.
long enough.
If that has a lot of play, we
Turok,
might.
man, that shit ain't getting no play. I'm not gonna use the Nintendo Online player base as a gauge for if we get a new game because we won't get new anything. That's not, hell no.
Because the thing is, I would actually be like on the most expensive tier if Nintendo actually released their games right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and regularly, like damn.
And regularly and like it ran well, which at first it didn't. So I don't know how it is now, but
Luigi's Mansion 2 finally isn't that coming out like in a couple of weeks or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the best Luigi's Mansion game. Highly recommend if you haven't played that shit. It was on a 3DS.
Yeah, I didn't play it.
Trapped on a 3DS. Yeah. And y'all don't want to talk about this fucking Mario Party, bro? I don't even want to talk about it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, I don't think there's much point in talking about Mario. Well,
yeah,
first of all, my mind was fucking blown during this whole segment. So like Mario Party was happening, my mind was not registering.
Jamboree? Mario Party Jamboree, right?
Man, your brain wasn't registering this entire thing after one announcement, bro. Like we already know.
Exactly. That kind of like that referencing kind of like super.
Follow wasn't even speaking English in the damn text chat.
Bro, I was just cooked.
He's like, that's all you saw in the text chat.
I was at work when the announcement dropped, and that shit fucked me up in the middle of fucking assignment. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, Follow's brain just stopped working, bro.
No, but I mean, but Mario Party, it's a new one. We're all gonna get it. We're all gonna stream it. We're gonna have like a one-off thing.
And,
we're gonna lose friends.
Yeah,
we're gonna lose some friends.
Every time,
you know,
all the time.
And me and Freak are the best tag team ever.
I am retired, sir.
Damn.
I have to remind y'all that I am retired.
I don't know, man.
People bitched too much when I was playing last time too, so I'm definitely
Fantasian is finally getting a console port, which is cool because I'm pretty sure that was only on mobile. So, and I heard it was really good. It just was trapped on fucking mobile. So I'm actually excited to play that.
RPG by the Final Fantasy people, right?
Yeah, Miss Walker. It's Miss Walker, and
the one where you could kind of control where your attack goes, and then attacks like multiple people.
I've been wanting to play that shit, but I'm like, I'm not playing that shit on mobile. Like, so I'm glad that's finally getting a port to console. I'm definitely gonna try that.
Yeah, let me bring this out because
so it's previously on Apple device. Okay. I see.
Yeah.
So let me bring these games up before we get into deeper. Ace Attorney Investigation Collection is dropping, and for those of you who don't know, that's the series of games. One of them never even been released outside of Japan, unless you did other things. But it stars Miles Edgeworth, you know, the rival to Phoenix Wright, and he does like investigative stuff. But they totally redid the graphics. It looks great. I'm excited for this, but I'm also excited for the fact that after this drops, Capcom has no choice but to give me a new Phoenix Wright, and I cannot wait for it. They run out of collections, bro.
He's so right,
That's it.
They can't recycle anything else.
Damn, that's why they released the Edgeworth series, because that's for the new age of Edgers versus Gooners. They're gonna get they're edging them for a new Phoenix Wright.
Someone was gonna fucking
I see
say
what you're doing,
Somebody
Capcom.
was gonna make the joke.
I see what they're doing.
But no, those games were pretty good, especially the second one that never got released outside of Japan. Highly recommend if you're a Phoenix Wright fan to play that game.
I never played those.
Yeah, those games are fire, 100%. So I'm glad they're coming out because they're great games and not enough people played them at the time. So I'm happy for that. But at the same time, I'm just like, yeah, I got you now, Capcom. You can't hide from me no more. You gotta release a new one.
Gonna send strongly worded letters to Capcom. Give me a new one, motherfucker.
We're almost we're almost there with Mega Man too. I mean, what other collections?
No.
Other than Mega
different
Man
universes
and the fucking Star Force. Those are the only two they could release.
Yeah, they're gonna release them like 6 years apart from each other.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we're not gonna see them at anytime soon. And watch they fucking release like the Star Force ones before Legends, even though people like Legends more.
I definitely did.
I think Legends definitely a better game than Star Force. But
oh yeah, of course, that's
I mean, Star Force is okay. It was just okay. It was okay to me.
Yeah, it just suffered from being too close to the Battle Network stuff, and that one, you know, people got tired of that shit quick.
Yeah, I mean, I just looked at it as being the Mega Man X of that universe. You know what I mean? Like the X timeline of the. I mean, look, let's not potato this shit. All right, it is what it was.
Look, I'm a potato this shit.
Yeah, y'all really huffing this copium right now. It's crazy.
The original Battle Network series was on 56K bullshit cable wires, and then the other one was on fucking satellite.
That shit crazy,
right?
bro.
That's an upgrade.
I get it, but man, can we talk about the thing now?
Yeah,
or is there anything
because
else
I don't know why you're talking about Mega Man again, because
we can
you're gonna just
talk about the thing, boys.
Marvel, baby.
They dropped the Marvel vs. Capcom Collection. Holy shit! Who had this on their bingo card in 2024?
No one.
Nobody.
Zero people.
Bruh, and they dropped it so fucking casually. Oh yeah, we're gonna take you for the ride. So I'm lying in my bed, 7 a.m. because I didn't sleep, and I was just like, all right, let me go check out this thing. So I'm watching this thing, and then it's like, we're gonna take you for a ride. And then my mind was literally I couldn't sleep, and I was like, what? Huh? I'm dreaming. This is a dream. I don't believe what I'm hearing right now. No way. I'm what kind of drugs am I on right now? Like, because I was literally like, there's no way this is real. I'm in a dream. I'm not even really watching the Switch presentation. That's how I couldn't believe what I was saying.
Yeah, he just forgot how to speak English.
Oh yeah,
and
I
everything.
was speaking gerbalism to despair. I was like, "Did you see?" I literally said, "Did you see the direct? You need to watch it right now."
That's what I remember.
He got no meetings.
But why'd you understand what I meant by that? All that?
I don't know. Because I was just as monkey brain as you were.
That's the power of Marvel, man.
Shit, I was just as monkey brain. I was like, am I seeing this right now? Because at first I didn't know. At first I thought Follow was ahead of me, right, in the stream, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? Because look, I personally, when it comes to the Marvel versus games, I feel like we can all agree we just take what we can get because we don't expect anything ever.
Yeah.
So when they drop some shit like this, I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't real. There's no way this is real. Or it's gonna. I thought it was gonna be some bullshit. So until I actually saw what it was, I was like, I'm not hyped yet. And then I was like, all right, drop my phone on my pillow because I was laying down watching it in bed. I dropped my phone on my pillow and I got up. I was like, oh shit.
Here we go again.
Yep.
Oh my god. Well, like I can't believe this whole Marvel movement kind of worked. At least to even just getting this. You know, like, and that was the whole goal of
This
that.
is bigger than anything they could have announced, to be honest. This is
Yeah,
more hype
and-
than them announcing the Marvel 4 or 5, whatever the fuck. Whatever you want to
Yeah,
call it. This is more
I
hype to
think
me than that.
because like all these games, you'd have to pay a $600 cab to own all these games. Like this whole like to get all the versus games
Yeah.
from X-Men Children
Yeah,
of
the arcade
Autumn
one-up.
to
That's the biggest. That's what I said. That's what I first thought. I was like, yes, these games are no longer trapped in the fucking Stone Age, bro.
Yeah.
Like I've been like Marvel 2 being trapped on, well, the online versions being trapped on fucking what, 2 generations ago, right?
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah,
good
yeah.
versions being still trapped on the Dreamcast. That's crazy to me. Fingers crossed that these aren't. Actually, I don't even want to put it out into the universe. Never mind. We'll
I
wait
can
and
probably,
see.
I could probably answer the question. So what
They'll
is it?
probably end up being the PS2 versions of the game. I don't
no,
think they're
all-
going
all
to
arcade,
be.
No, all arcade versions.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
That's actually crazy. That's
It
actually
would
sick, 'cause-
make sense if they're the same, they're just ports of the same thing that they use for the arcade one-up cabs, right? Like that's
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
basically
Because I
what it would
remember
be, right?
those the ones that got ported to the, what was it, 360, and was it all, it was on PS3, right?
Yes, it was. The
Yeah,
yes.
those versions were not good. Sorry.
Garbage, yeah.
Those were not the good versions. So that's
They
good to
were
hear.
they were very different from them. But even the Dreamcast Marvel 2 is very different from the original.
Yeah, but
arcade version.
but console wise, that was still the best version of the.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
Mhm.
I don't disagree. But yeah, no, this was just like a huge deal. Just be able to have all these games in one collection.
Yeah.
Be able to play online with your friends. Just to report, there's no cross play. But
That's
honestly,
fine. That's
like,
fine.
It's whatever.
Like,
Look.
everyone's gonna
expected.
buy it on PC. People are gonna buy it on PC.
most
and
people
buy
are
it
playing this on
Switch.
PC. Yeah,
Exactly.
Like,
Like,
Yeah.
People are gonna buy this on PC, PS4, and Switch.
especially because you already have all the Fightcade fuck goons everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you know they're gonna play it on PC.
No,
And,
well,
like, apparently there was like a recent update to Flycast following the announcement of that brought like all those games on the Flycast thing with updated rollback or whatever. So they're like
Interesting.
getting prepared for that shit. Bunch of
Yeah, that's cool.
whatever's. I'm not even gonna say.
The
But
Yeah, that's
Gooners.
Bunch of
But anyways-
whatevers.
But anyways, we
Like,
got like
yeah.
a legal way for, and then I'm just happy for new people to just play these old games because these games are very special to me as a kid. Just even playing the games as a kid, like just after school at the pizzeria and just 25
Yeah.
cents playing Marvel superheroes. Like these games have so much presentation, so much like
so much
brand new,
character.
so much character, so much personality. Like I just want people to just enjoy these games, you know. And then if people want to get better, and you know, I can help them get better. But like,
It was a different era
honestly-
of game. Bro. This is when
Yeah,
like
absolutely. The
This is
industry
the
was a whole nother
pizza
beast
shop
at the
Yeah.
time.
arcade era.
for real. This is
Yes.
a totally different era of game.
But you know,
Just got-
I will say this though, like this is definitely a big test from Capcom and Marvel to see if there is demand for a Marvel 4. So if you're one of those people on Twitter fucking screaming about like, oh man, I want a Marvel 4, blah 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 blah, you better speak
Buy
with your
this
wallet
shit.
because
I don't know, man. I hate that being the gauge, dude. And I don't
Right?
I don't think Capcom.
I mean you hate it being the gauge, but
I-
it is.
That's
what
how
it is.
I
Capcom
don't
really
feel
does it.
like they're that stupid anymore. They can't be. They can't be that stupid to use that as the gauge for the next Marvel game. They have to already know that there's demand for a new Marvel game. They know this. I'm just praying that this isn't the gauge because they've done this a million times and it never works. Ever.
Darkstalkers multiple times. Look where that.
So I'm
pan-
hoping
where
that they're looking at it and they're saying, okay, yeah, you know, they releasing this might show slight demand, but I hope that they do realize that it doesn't matter if they release this or not. There's still demand for a versus game. It doesn't even have to be a Marvel game. It's just a versus game in general. Like people will always love that shit. They'll always be hyped. They'll always buy it, right? So I feel like that's a curse, right? To say that they're using this as the gauge, because if it was anyone else, I would be like, yeah, you're right. But how many times have we seen Capcom do this? And then they use this. They'll use the lack of sales to justify why they don't make a new game every time. So
Oh yeah, man.
I don't know.
Every time.
Yeah, we'll see.
But you know, but
We'll see,
also
man.
for these type of games, it's not just Capcom making the decisions on this. It's Marvel too, right? So
Yeah.
it's also like two companies that you know that they gotta look. And like to even see Marvel and Capcom kind of working together when it's been known that, you know, they've had like a very rough relationship, you know, especially coming out of Marvel Infinite and all that drama with that and the X-Men and whatever. I won't get into it. So it's just like the fact that this is even happening is actually crazy, because when the Street Fighter 6 stuff started dropping, I was like, oh, I guess we're gonna see a CVS 3 way before we see Marvel. Was not even in my fucking radar. Like, like
Marvel's never in my radar. That's why I said in the beginning, like when it comes to this series or just Capcom versus games in general, we end up just taking what we can get because we don't know if we're ever gonna see this shit again, right? Like every Marvel game that releases, we're like, we're probably never gonna see another Marvel game again. Because it's that collab, it's that Marvel and Capcom having to, you know, hold hands again. And it's like you said, we hear the stories of how rocky the relationship ends up. So we're like, we're never gonna see Marvel versus Capcom ever again. Then they drop this on us and it's like, wait a minute, there's still hope. You know what I mean? So it's the games releasing aren't even the craziest part. It's the fact that they exist right now. That's the craziest part. Yeah. It's like, damn, okay. They're trying to pull me back in. Don't fucking. Yeah. It's Capcom, and, bro. They're gonna fucking. I hate that I have to say it, but. Fuck, man. Are they just bullshitting us again? We're gonna get Marvel 2, right? And this game, I feel like I love every game in this collection, right? Yeah, and I'm not saying that I want a Marvel versus Capcom 5 or 4, whichever number we're on at this point. I just want another versus game with the amount of love that they put into these games. I don't want, like, Marvel 3 was cool, but it lacked that I don't know, it lacked something that all these games in the collection have. Marvel Infinite definitely lacked all of that. So
that passion.
The game was hollow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
hollow. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that this kind of brings new life into this series as a whole, or just the versus series in general. Could you imagine if we got another X-Men versus Street Fighter? Like, I don't even care about Marvel as a whole versus Capcom. I don't care. Like, I'll take X-Men versus Street Fighter would be fire.
Like 3 X-Men versus Street
that would
Fighter
be fire. Bro.
But you know what's funny is that the fact that they dropped this literally after the success of X-Men 97, which had Marvel references in the show, like like who planned that shit? Because
I don't need some crazy ass like 100,000 character Marvel versus Capcom.
Bro,
I don't need that.
You know, to be real with you, because all right, let's be real. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that hey, Capcom's making a new versus game. Let's just say for argument's sake. From the development of Street Fighter 6 to how they went, they could only really pump out so many characters, right? So I think it would be a terrible idea to make a Marvel vs. Capcom 4 when you can only fit 18 characters. Yeah. So if you can only do 18, let's just say, it's probably safer to start small again. Start with X-Men versus Street Fighter 2, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Add all those characters. And then when you do an update, you change the title from X-Men versus Street Fighter to Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter.
Yo, and that's such a good idea. They could just do the same thing they did originally.
A reboot?
That's what they did. Yeah, originally that's what they did. Marvel Superheroes, X-Men versus Street Fighter, and then we get the game with every single, all of them in it. Right? Yeah. Marvel 2, everybody's Capcom. There.
So like, each DLC, oh my god, that's such a good idea.
That's godlike.
Yo, that's a good idea.
Just restart the whole shit. Like, just start from scratch.
That's such a good idea. Bro, that'd be so sick, because then every DLC pack would be Marvel Superhero vs. Street Fighter. And then you get to Marvel vs. Capcom.
And then you finally get the Marvel vs.
Capcom. Makes money, too.
Yeah.
And
yo, can you just hire me? Yo, Capcom needs to just put me on payroll, please. Like...
Because the thing is, realistically, any Marvel 4 that we get is just going to be... People are already going to complain, where's my 56 character, bro? There's no
exactly.
People are always going to make all those characters.
Bro, you can have all those characters, and people are still going to say, oh, where's this motherfucker at? Where's this character at? So, I don't even care about those people. Like, you're never going to please those people. But if I just want a solid foundation for that game, I don't want to have 60, 70 characters in the game, and the game's bullshit. They have no time to, properly balance the game or properly pay attention to all the, intricate aspects that make the game good. I want them to just start, give us like a 20 character roster or some shit like that, right? Even that is a lot in this day and age. Like, give me a 20 character roster, make it 2v2 or some shit, make it 1v1. I don't give a fuck, right? I really don't care. Like, I know people love the versus games because of the tag shit and all that. That's great, but they don't have to do that, right? They can make a good game without all that.
Dude, that idea is so I'm sorry, I'm gushing over myself because, damn, I almost want to like send it. I might have Kaiser help me send a text to the producer or whatever. Be like, look, listen,
Just start from scratch,
I have an idea
bro.
for you, bro.
You
Just,
and they did it already. It's not like they didn't do it once before. Like they did it already. Just do it again.
But that would be a good balance between tapering expectations and like being able to, because I already know like, because they have to remake most of the new models from scratch basically.
Good. Do it.
So I think that's a good
Everyone
way to
just
go
buy
about
Monster
it.
Hunter Wilds and they will get it.
Yep. But yeah, man, no, this game is cool. It's gonna have rollback netcode, which I feel
Thank
like
God.
I mentioned that.
Even
But
that
for
should be a
all these
given now,
games
but
having
thank
that,
God.
a training room for all these games it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be a fun time to game. And I know Marvel 2 is like the big game that everyone thinks about, but like really play those older games, man, because they have a lot of charm to them. And and I definitely appreciate the evolution of it all.
Right.
So
Yeah, I've kind of
I
came
would
full
say-
circle mentally, right? Like Marvel 2 obviously is, yeah, like you said, the big one. But personally, like if this was maybe 6-7 years ago, I would have been like, yeah, Marvel 2, let's go. I wouldn't have given a fuck about any of the other games at that point, because Marvel 2, I was heavily invested like competitively into it. But now that I'm like kind of, I don't really care about competitive shit anymore, right? So it gives me the opportunity to just appreciate every single game in this collection. You kind of forget that every single one of these games is fucking amazing, right? Everyone talks about Marvel 2. Everyone talks about that game. But then you realize we would have Marvel 2 without any of these other games. And in my opinion, I'm sorry, I don't think Marvel 2 is the best game in this collection. Like,
I don't think so.
I'm sorry. Like,
I don't think
nothing
so
is
either.
beating that feeling of me seeing X-Men versus Street Fighter for the first time and saying, what the fuck is this? Like, this game
Bro,
exists?
That shit,
like,
my mind blew when I saw that in the arcades.
Yeah, back
you
then
just show up in
we didn't know when games were coming out. We didn't see like announcements on like commercials or YouTube or whatever. We didn't have any of that shit. So you just randomly walk up into the like a fucking bodega one day and you see X-Men versus Street Fighter. You're like, what the fuck is this? Like, is this some fan made shit? And like, yo, every time I would see a game like this, remember that game? What was it, Mugen or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, is this some fake shit? And then you realize, like, oh, wait a minute, this is some real authentic shit.
Real.
Like,
Yeah.
that was crazy, dude.
No, and then that intro.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. And then they have Rogue. I was like, ah shit.
Oh man.
Oh man, yeah, those games. I mean, look, these games are gems. So for those of you who just like maybe who might be intimidated because whatever, there's a bunch of sweats on it or whatever, like,
Okay, let's just play the game.
Just play it, right.
you just play the game. And then not only that, but this, out of the million people who are gonna buy it, 200 of those people, the million is gonna be the ones who's gonna cook you.
That's being generous. I'd say like 60.
I know.
I'd say like 60 people.
No. I know, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? There's probably 200
There's 60
actually know
people
what they're doing in
that
the game.
never stopped playing the game for 20 years.
Yeah. So like those,
Yeah.
but like, but everyone who buys this game is gonna be on the same footing, bro. So like,
Or just buy the game, play with your friends, man. You don't gotta
and
fucking.
play with your friends. Yeah, exactly. Or just play arcade mode, bro. Like, just enjoy these games.
Yeah, there's
Like,
more to these games. Like, that's why I said it makes me appreciate. Like, I appreciate these games more now than I would have a few years ago, because now I'm that person. I'm like, okay, I can appreciate the arcade modes. You know what I'm saying? The survival modes, the attack, the team battle modes, all that shit. I appreciate all that shit. I just have fun now. Like,
Yeah.
So-
But yeah, no release date, but it's supposed to come out this year. And then as far as how well the ports are, I actually have a little bit of trust from Capcom because one, they can't fuck this up, and then two,
say that.
well, look, they could fuck it up, but they shouldn't fuck it up, right?
They can fuck it up, but they're also not Konami.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
also
that's
not saying much. That's not saying much.
But what gives me faith is the Capcom Fighting Evolution. I mean, Capcom Fighting Collection. Sorry, not Evolution.
Oh yeah, wasn't that
Collection.
really good? It just didn't it
Yeah,
not have
the
online or something
ports-
though?
No,
I think the
All
online
more
was booty,
online.
and that's
no,
it.
Oh.
No. Online is godlike. Online
Was
is
it
godlike.
really?
The ports are godlike. Yes.
So what
Game
was it? There was a
confirmed.
collection that came out that didn't. It didn't have
The
something.
original one, the original
okay,
Street
okay.
Fighter one, the Street Fighter.
Oh
Collection.
yeah.
Okay.
That,
Yeah, I
that
was like, why doesn't
Yeah,
this have
yeah.
online?
No. And then not only that, but if you check the website, which you guys should check the website, by the way, the website is fucking god tier. They say this is part of a series, so that also means we might get a CBS collection, we might get a Power
shit.
Stone collection. We might get
All right, enough.
Yeah.
Nah, my hopes is don't do that. Not right now. I don't want to hear
Don't
that.
give me hope.
We're not getting no Power Stone collection. I'm gonna just do what I normally do and just assume the worst, so that when it does happen, I could just be hyped. Cause ain't no way in fuck we getting a goddamn Power Stone collection. Ain't no fucking way.
well, you might get it paired with a bunch of other different games, but
Okay, yeah, you're right. That makes sense.
Well, because the thing is, Power Stone came off the Naomi machine, and they're emulating the
my
Naomi
God.
machine. Well, with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. This
If I got
being part
Power
of the
Stone too,
collection-
bro. Fuck.
I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to cook you like
Shit.
that. But I'm just.
You know
I'm
what would be
just-
crazy? Yo, man, I'm just thinking about some of the games that have come out that have become popular in recent years. And Power Stone 3 would be fire right now. Like what?
Mhm.
Bruh.
On the
Oh man. I mean, wherever it's at.
But yeah, super excited for this one. I feel like they're hogging the time here, so I'm gonna let everyone else.
I mean,
get on it.
come on, let's be real.
Considering the
This is a
topic, I'd
big
be
ass
surprised.
deal.
This is
Yeah.
huge. Yes.
Yeah, no, it's just a huge deal that they're working together. There could possibly be a new one, but just another chance to just experience these again and maybe teach them to new people. And just like, hey man, this is why I fucking love fighting games.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not teaching
these
shit. I'm
were
gonna
the
just
games.
hit people with the ROM loops over and over again, make them quit the game. Let me stop.
You want to learn how to
gonna
do
be-
a fucking
gonna be one of
infinite?
Oh
Infinite
man,
Light punch.
can't wait.
Iron Man.
That was
Uh,
If I
that.
can
Ruben,
still
what do
do
you
that
think?
shit.
Yo, I was hyped when during the direct when this was announced. Classics. You know me. I love me. My classics, and it's a great opportunity for a lot of things. You guys touched on it. Just the feel of these games. For all of the old school people. Like us that play these games. Some of these games, all these games. And as well as a new generation to get a little taste of what we had,
Yeah.
and to capture that charm, that magic, from that time, and also partnerships like there's possibly could be a Marvel and Capcom partnership, with this, who knows, and also you guys were talking about other versus games. I do really think that we can get like a CBS 2 port down the line, because with what Capcom is doing with with SNK, with the DLC for Street Fighter 6. So that's just a lot of collaborations going on. I love that. Like that.
Yeah.
That's like what I was hype about with all this with fighting games overall.
Everything they're doing seems intentional right now.
Yeah.
Like the timing wise, everything kind of seems intentional right now.
Yeah, and that's what I got from it. Like when Capcom had their announcement, I was hype, and then when we got this at the direct, I was like, okay, something's amiss, something's afoot, and I'm glad because that means that we're gonna get more of this. We're gonna get more collaborations. We're gonna get more potential projects. Some classics and some new. So I am so excited for this. I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited for you guys being excited, and that's like the main thing, because it's hype. Like I was at work early in the morning when this popped up, and I was like, okay, like This is something good. We need this. And yeah, like I mean, you know, better come out ASAP. It better come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the original one dropped June 24th, so I'm assuming July, fucking August.
You think this collection's coming out that soon?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
I think so.
I hope so,
I
man.
think so.
Because you gotta, when you announce something like this, you gotta ride off the momentum. You can't just delay this shit till next year or some crap. Like this has to come out.
They did this purposely, literally right after X-Men 97, and literally like you want to do it, you want to make the release date on Evo. I think they're gonna do that.
Yo, what's that phrase? You gotta strike while the iron's hot or some shit like that. Is that what it is? Yeah. Like, come on, bro.
So I think if this shit drops late July, even August, even early September, I think that's a
It has to look latest. It has to be this year. It can't be next year. Like
it can't be
has to
December.
this year,
it
bro.
can't be November. It can't be October.
Yeah, it definitely can't be November or December. Yeah. Nah.
Yeah,
Like it has to be.
Not like how Amazon's
season.
advertising it right now.
Oh fuck. Well, that's probably just placeholder.
Well, that's just a
It's
just
a
a placeholder date.
Yeah.
It's a placeholder. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get one digital Switch PS4, and I might get a physical copy. I'm usually not a physical guy, as you know, people.
I am.
know,
Yeah, you might want to with this
I
one.
am.
Yeah, I think I was
But you
considering it
might-
myself.
But
like-
you might want to with this one because licenses don't last forever, and this has been taken from me. So
Yeah, and I don't even have a disc PS5, but I'm gonna buy the. Actually, is it gonna be on Switch?
It's
Yeah,
on
it's gonna be
PS4,
on
Yeah, so
Steam,
I'm probably gonna
and,
get the
Switch.
physical. I'm gonna get the physical Switch version, and just download
Yeah,
it
I'm
on
gonna
Steam.
double dip for this one.
yeah.
Yeah,
Get it on the
So,
Steam Deck. That's gonna be good.
Shit, I'll get it on all of them. I don't fucking care.
yeah.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, man. Excited for the future. Hopefully, we get the release date on Evo. Be
Oh yeah,
be a
true.
Nice little,
True. I
nice
didn't think
little
about that.
kickoff. And yeah, man. And then I gotta fucking send Masamanu-san the fucking idea because I think if they were gonna make a new
Yeah, hit him
Marvel,
up.
that's the best way to do it.
Get a
I don't
direct
know.
line.
I think that idea is godlike, bro. I just thought of it. I was like, man, that's genius.
I don't know why they just don't fucking. I don't know, man. Like I say it all the time, right? These studios have the keys, bro. They just don't be using them. Like they have all this shit. They have like it's right there in front of them.
Well,
Um,
aside from that, man, it's gonna be a sick collection coming out. But the main reason, the big kahuna, the reason why Ruben Prime is joining us, let's be real, Metroid Prime 4, it's real. It's a real boy. It's a real game.
Forget
It's
the
really
One Piece.
real.
The Prime 4 is real.
Let's
Yep.
talk about it. Ruben Prime.
Oh, let's talk about it. Oh boy, I was in the middle of work, and I had the mentality, like Hawkeye in Avengers Endgame. Like, don't do that. Don't give me hope. Like during the whole time, and yeah, we got Metroid Zero Mission on the online, the Switch Online.
right.
And yeah, like I was like, okay, finally we can have an official port on it. Nintendo ninjas, please, don't take me to a secret prison. But we got that, so I was like, okay, we got a little something. But the whole time I was like, don't give me hope, don't do that. Like I was talking to Rom and the rest of the guys the night before, and it's like we had to get some news. Like there's no way all this time, 7 years since they announced Metroid Prime 4. And I was like, there's no way that we're just gonna go with another direct with no news. And then towards the end, it's like, oh, we got one more announcement. And I was like, as soon as I heard, I saw the Galactic Federation, I was like, all right, we're in there. We made it, boys. Like, it's real. This thing is real. Like, really, really, really real. And this game, just based on the trailer, looks gorgeous. We essentially had a test demo for this game in the Metroid Prime remastered. Like, that game was gorgeous. So there's no doubt. Like, obviously, this game had to look just as gorgeous or more gorgeous.
Well, hopefully more.
Yeah. No. Especially with the new hardware, like they have to. Like it's gonna be crisp.
It's interesting that you brought that up, Ruben, because I think this shit was displayed on the new Switch, even though they didn't mention
I think
it.
so too.
Because the game ran way too fucking smooth. I was like, that is not Switch frames.
Yeah.
I was not convinced. I do
got
think
some
it's
info
gonna be
about
like
that,
a
though.
cross gen. I do think it's gonna be a cross gen, but like there were certain things I was just like, I believe the Switch, an 8-year-old thing, could do that. I don't know.
So I got a bit of info about that. I was watching a bit of a Digital Foundry video, and they were saying that they're pretty certain that this is actually running on the Switch. And the reason that they say that is because they've done pixel counting, and this trailer was running at 900p, which is and it's running at 60 at 900p, and they also noticed and took note of several frame drops throughout what they showed. So we're like, yeah, this is very much akin to what they already have with the remaster, Prime 1 remaster. So they said that this is definitely like Switch 1 stuff. So, but that doesn't mean that it wouldn't be on Switch 2, right? Like I think it's depending on the timing, it should be a Switch 2 title as well, potentially. So, but I found that super interesting today when I was watching that.
Yeah, and listen, shout outs to Digital Foundry. That was very important info right there. But yeah, like I said earlier, we had that test demo in the Prime remastered, and that gave us a glimpse to what we're gonna get with Prime 4. And we still got, mind you boys, we still have Metroid Prime 2 and Metroid Prime 3. That we still don't have those on the Switch yet, maybe on the Switch 2. But we still don't have those games yet. And that will be an indicator, the same standard, or is gonna be, more enhanced. But yeah, like just overall, just the look of the game, just the fact that we got a trailer, I'm like ecstatic about. And of course, all over YouTube, all over the the interwebs, we have so many theories, and we basically found out who this guy is. Who's the the villain here with the two. Those aren't Metroids, those are like Machtroids that are floating behind them in tow. And the dude's name is Silux, and he is from, you don't know him, and I had to like do some digging. He first appeared in Metroid Prime Hunters. That's a DS game, right? He was like one of the bounty hunters there. And there was, of course, beef with Samus and Salix. And he basically has a suit that he stole from the Federation, and, his weapon as well. And then he made an appearance at the end, the secret ending to Metroid Prime 3, Corruption. After he beat the game, his ship appears, and then he's in Federation Force. We don't talk about Federation Force. I cannot stand that game. Actually played it on stream a while back, and I was like, it's not not as bad, but he does make an appearance there, so it helps with the story. But now, like, we're basically gonna learn more about Silux. We're gonna figure out like more of his origin, because for 18 years, like, we didn't know who this person was. And a lot of the people who know, like, play Metroid don't know who he is. So this is a great intro to Silux, and his overall, like, just all these theories that are put out there. Possibly he, like you Falla brought this up like a while back on one of my streams, and possibly that the Federation could be, the villains, which me and all
that would be
Metroid
such a
fans,
cool idea.
Yeah.
I don't know if people would go for it, but like I thought Dread was gonna go in that direction, but they didn't quite spell that out too much. They just dropped hints, right? Or did they sorry, remind me. They dropped hints at Dread, and then I was gonna say,
Yeah, they dropped
Oh,
hints
no.
from Android. Just
Yeah.
just vague hints, because it was more about, you know, Samus's origin, you know, or Chozo origin, and seeing, you know, Ravenbeak. You know, spoilers. Again, the game's been out a while. Basically, spoilers. Ravenbeak was the one who, you know, during the Samus's, it's called ritual, but he gave Samus his DNA, like basically to become, part Chozo.
Chozo.
Yeah, and yeah, like that was basically what Dread was more of a more backstory.
Yeah, about
more
that
origin story.
relationship. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because that
Oh,
was one of the key things missing about Samus. So we learned about that in Dread. What was you gonna say?
but the Prime series takes place between what, Metroid 1 and Metroid 2? Well, when they all kind of, because they all kind of eclipse like a certain time, like, because like
Yeah.
one of the reasons why like Prime is like not that like I'm not interested, but also I'm more about furthering the timeline, because I think where Dread left off is at such an interesting time that I'm like, yeah, I want to know what happens after that, right? Like,
Yeah.
but Metro Prime's like, hey, yeah, let's go back a couple of what the, you know what I mean? Just from like a person who just adores lore and stuff like that. It's like you're giving me like the almost the climax, right? And then you're like, yeah, let's rewind a little back and let's just have a bunch of filler like right here in this fucking timeline. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
So just to clarify, people who may not know Metroid, when's the Prime series supposed to take place?
Okay, so you have the OG Metroid or Zero Mission. Then you have Metroid
Right.
Prime, so it's right after. Then you have Hunters. Then you have Metroid Prime 2. Then Metroid Prime 3 right after that. Then you have Federation Force. We don't talk about Federation Force, but you know, it's part of the story. Then you have Metroid 2, The Return of Samus. Or Samus Returns if you play the DS version, or if you play the fan remake, another Metroid 2 remake. I love that game. And then you have Super Metroid, which is Metroid.
And then everything's just pretty much straight on from there, right?
Yeah, and then
Super Metroid, then Fusion, then
Other M, then Fusion, then Dread.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like Prime 4 is sandwiched in between. There was like a timeline that like put, because the cosmic calendar, it says I forgot the cosmic calendar, but it's in the trailer, in the beginning of the trailer, it brings up the cosmic calendar year, so that lets you know when Metroid Prime 4 takes place in the timeline. So yeah, like it's definitely like the timeline. It's not that obscure because, mind you, not that many Metroid games, you know, sad face. But yeah, basically, like I like in terms of the story, like we're gonna get more into the Federation with Silux. We're going to essentially find out. I still feel, just based on just what we got, just based on the trailer that we got, that the Federation, and they've been, you know, in Metroid Other M, and in Fusion, like they're villains, like in the eyes of the Metroid fans, and just based on what they were doing. So I think we're gonna get this huge 3D representation, this 3D version of the Galactic Federation, being the big bads. And there's a lot of like theory fighter about this as well. And yeah, we're gonna get more trailers about this. I can go on and on and on, but overall, like, it's real. The Metroid the Metroid Prime 4 jokes can end. People have something to live for now, because like I think before the the direct, it was like over 1,500 days without any Metroid Prime 4 news. There was like this Twitter account that always count the days. I was like, damn, it's been that long.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Shit,
but
man.
yeah.
Wait, hold up, real quick, Kaiser. I don't want to count the days of Mega Man having been depleted from a new Mega Man game, right? How many days?
No, don't even, please. Like if
Not the
you're gonna
blue
count,
bomber.
if you're gonna count the X dive
No
offline,
collection.
which nobody should, like
no
Jesus
collection.
Christ, no.
No. Okay,
I hate
go
it here
ahead.
sometimes.
No, continue. No, well, the thing is, the pain that you feel is what I feel very, very intimately. I just,
No,
I
recognize
him
it.
pointing out, waiting the days, counting the calendars. It was just like, man, fuck,
Yeah.
Imagine if I was counting the days for like but you knew Prime 4 was coming at some point, like
Yeah.
like
we knew it
like-
was coming, but it was like it's like something is coming, but you don't know when you're gonna get the news. Like it just like we know, like, come on, Nintendo, but they couldn't go through a whole direct and not give us news, and that was why towards the end I was like, okay, like we're definitely gonna get something, because I know people have been just blasting just Retro Studios and Nintendo, and shout out to Retro Studios, because I know they were like just in development hell, like, because initially the first like concept of Metroid Prime 4, like Nintendo saw that with the when they had announced it in 2017, and then towards 2019 it was like like this is not good, throw it in the bin, start all over. And,
Apparently it was in development hell for a while. Like when they first announced it, I think it was being worked on by Bandai.
Yeah, Namco Bandai. Yep.
It was being worked on by Bandai, and then Nintendo binned it. So a lot of people like it's been a meme, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like I said, I've definitely contributed to the meme, but like Dread made me super sad actually for y'all, because I was like, damn, Dread was tight. Dread was like actually like no, I'm not gonna say my first real Metro game. I played a few Metro games, but Dread was so enjoyable as far as like new age Metroid games.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, this game is. I was like, I really felt bad. I was like, this game, we haven't heard anything. But then it was just like, so they basically Retro Studios, they did the Prime 1 remaster, right?
Yes.
So they basically took over 4 years ago, something like that. So they basically restarted. They restarted the development of the game. So that's why it's been in development hell for so long. Like they didn't like have to the resources that Bandai was working on when it got scrapped. They restarted development of this game. So it's very likely that the Prime remaster was just like their tech demo, right?
Them
like
learning
as
how
you're
to
saying,
make
right?
the game.
Yeah, porting it over to Switch, and basically saying, all right, if we can port this over to the Switch, because apparently a lot of people who also work for Retro Studios are also formerly people who work for Bluepoint. So, and they're the
Those
king
guys are
of
kinda
like ports.
they're the
So
king of-
it's not surprising to see this trailer after all of that finally. And it's only 2 minutes, but you see like how much like the fan base has been able to pull out of this 2 minutes of trailer, right? Like it's
so
insane.
much. Yep. And you see, and for you guys watching the video of this, like you're seeing the booklet Metroid Prime Hunters, and you're looking at Salix, and you get more, a bit of more lore and info about him. And like I mentioned in the beginning, he appeared in Hunters, then in Prime, Prime 3 Federation, Prime 3 Federation Force. So he wasn't in a few games, but we didn't know much about him. And since he's gonna be like one of the center points, again, definitely the Federation's definitely gonna be, just front and center with all this, like without a doubt. That's one of my theories, that the Federation the Galactic Federation's definitely gonna have a hand on this, because they're always up to no good. And what bigger villain can you have other than the Galactic Federation? Like besides Salix, like you gotta have the Galactic Federation be the antagonist in this. But
I mean, they've been doing some fucking sus shit for like,
Yeah.
like if you get into the lore, like you just find all these things, like you're working for them, but then you find out that they've been kind of the cause of a lot of problems in the galaxy, and
Yeah.
at some point it's gonna come to a head. I don't know when. But...
Maybe in this game or maybe in the next game. Possibly we got another
sequel to Dread. Please give it to me.
Oh yeah, put that in my veins. Like put that IV in my veins immediately. But overall, like my overall thoughts with this, I'm happy, grateful, excited, all these emotions wrapped up in one. Because still, I'm still processing it. But since a bit of time has passed, like I'm just happy we got something, because then we can just sink our teeth into what we got. And then possibly, later on this year, we're gonna get more info. And then into 2025, I think this might be this. They're gonna release it on the Switch, but possibly like have a Switch 2 like launch, like one of the launch
for
titles.
sure, a cross generation title for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, because there's just no way. There's just no way like this is gonna be like a Switch 1 only game. You got to give people incentive to get the the new console, crossplay, get the crossplay action going. But yeah, I do hope we get more info, we get more nuggets. One thing, and I'll shut up. One thing I hope is that we get some sort of special edition, because I'm putting money aside for a special edition, version of the game, and maybe a special edition console, because I have the Dread special edition. I brought it while I was streaming, Dread, and then I have the the regular copy, the physical copy, and then I have the digital version. So I hope they'll do something, so we can spend more of our money, because we're giving Nintendo all our money. So just make more stuff and we'll give you money, Nintendo. But grateful we have this trailer for Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, I'm just really happy about the confidence Nintendo may have gained since the release of Metroid Dread, because I feel like Nintendo didn't have a ton of confidence in this franchise. And then when Metroid Dread kind of dropped and all the critical acclaim it kind of got, maybe that's when they were like, all right, we got to make a Prime 4, which is great. Well, which is what we want. We want more Metroid, because Metroid is Nintendo's probably more serious franchises. Yeah. So like, and it's definitely super interesting. The character is super cool, and and like she goes through a ton of struggle, and like so yeah, man. And it's just, yeah, there's 2D and 3D Metroid fans, but like I think all in general, more Metroid is good for the entire community. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Freak, what do you think?
The original strong female protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
man, it's giving me a reason to go back, because I've had the ROM. Excuse me. I had the access to play the Metroid Prime games, but I never have. Prime 1 Remastered actually is such an improvement upon any kind of possible emulation, though, so I kind of want to get into that. Like I said, I'm just super happy this is no longer a meme, and it's actually like for real. I just want it, like, Switch. I want Switch 2 so that I could get this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I'm sure this is gonna run great on the original Switch, because from what it looks like already, and I think it's gonna run fine. Metroid Prime 1 Remastered, there was no complaints about performance. It's just like occasional stutter here and there, but like the tricks that they were able to do to get that to run, it's like a lot of black magic on some of the Switch titles, like Tears of the Kingdom. There's like a lot of like, how did they do this, right? Like, so I mean, hey, they run freaking Wolfenstein and Witcher and even Stray during the Direct. It was just kind of like, man, this game looks pretty good for running on the Switch. And when they show off Nintendo games on the Switch, Nintendo's very strict about what they show off, that it has to be running on Nintendo hardware, not no PC emulating Nintendo hardware. No, it has to specifically be running on Nintendo hardware when they show it off for Direct. So it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be sick.
Absolutely.
Right, but I think that's gonna close us out for tonight, y'all. I mean, this Direct was, oh man, after
Crazy.
the Xbox thing,
yeah. Oh my god.
there's like so much we didn't even get to talk about. But Sony
I mean, we didn't even
really
talk about
fucking slacked. Sheesh.
We didn't even talk about the sequel to Danganronpa, which you know, one of our esteemed hosts over here is you know, pretty sure he had some thoughts about that, but apparently his internet cooked him. They didn't want his words to come out to the masses. So, but I'll just voice the opinion. He's probably really excited about that game just because continuing the universe and all that jazz. And you never played any of those games. Those games are very enjoyable, very, you know, whodunit. But this is an entirely new genre that they basically took that storyline into a whole new genre of stuff. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out. So. But yeah, man, I enjoyed their work and looking forward to the next one. But yeah, man, more Metroid, more everything, man. Nintendo killed it. He's crying in the chat because he has to hold this shit. But yeah, I can't really encapsulate the love that he has for that series. But you know, if you look at the Avatar, you know, it should be pretty apparent about, like, you know, it's probably one of his favorite franchises of all time. So I just wanted to give a little minute to give a little love to those games for the people who are fans of that. It's definitely a big deal, but there was just so much announcements during this this entire Direct that it was just, even that kind of went by a little bit. But it did look good. It did look interesting, especially if you're a fan of that series. So yeah, man, Nintendo killed it. I don't know what the hell Sony's gonna do, because they got to do something. I don't
They have
know,
to do something.
They got shot on 100%.
Good luck to them.
You know, I'm kind of curious to know about like the Marvel thing not being released on Xbox. Not that I care, but I guess if you're getting it on PC, it's just Xbox anyway. That's just kind of how I think of it. So I'm just not gonna think.
Yeah.
Might not have just been listed, but might be on there.
Nah, it's cooked. No Xbox.
Damn.
But yeah, any other highlights that you guys saw? Kaiser, anything of interest? Did you play Metroid? Have you played Metroid?
I didn't grow up with Metroid too much. I mean, I've played some of the older ones here and there, very intermittently. Like I only kind of know them, and like in passing, and obviously through osmosis, through fellows like Ruben Prime and everybody else in this circle that has touched upon them in some capacity. I know that Prime is a big deal for a lot of people in that circle of that fandom, I guess, for lack of a better term. And I'm happy for them. I am kind of want to give that a try. I definitely want to try, give Prime Remastered a look into. Once I get a little something that'll, make the experience a bit more worthwhile. It should be coming in next week by mail. But I want to actually, before I fucking lose my train of thought, at the very least, I know I wanted to get like Metroid Dread as my first proper personal purchase of a Metroid game and really see what the hype's about. And obviously that's been lauded by everybody in a fucking half. So I know I'll be in good hands when I give that a try. But man, I'm happy for the Metroid gang. And fucking Marvel!
Honest, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, Marvel.
I'm sorry. Marvel! The Marvel thing is supposed to be
it's funny.
Since it happened.
If he wasn't doing it, I probably would. I'm like so calm because he's doing it that I'm like,
I'll just say one thing. I'll just say one thing about the Marvel thing that I know everybody's already touched upon it, but I just need to kind of let it out. Fucking man. Look, it's such a time capsule for such an important part of at least my early childhood.
Our
being
generation?
in the generation, of course. Yeah, never mind. I mean, I'm not trying to diminish anybody else's experience, but anybody else that knows being in the urban neighborhoods, being having your fucking bodegas and shit in the corner, or laundromats in the corner with the 1 or 2 loose arcade machines, and you not having enough, any quarters or whatever to play, but you just sit around and just watch the attract mode visuals and stuff, and in particular, X-Men versus Street Fighter. Not knowing when you're ever going to get a chance to play that, or hell, even just Marvel vs. Capcom 1 in and of itself. That one was what I, kept seeing in passing so much, and just missing out on every opportunity to play it there. I mean, thankfully I got to play the stuff on console and all that, but obviously those console versions were, nerfed versions. This is going to be the definitive way to play those things. And on the go on top of that with the Switch? Fuck out of here! Get them all! Switch, PS4, Steam. I'm getting all of those, baby.
Yeah, buy it 3 times. Just buy it 3 times how I bought Metroid Dread 3 times. Just do it.
Brother, and you know what, man? I kind of did the same thing with the Shin Megami Tensei 5. I'm going to leave it at that. Don't fucking ask me anything. But the Marvel Collection deserves triple dipping for anybody that cherishes that generation of that time in their lives where games like those don't come so often that like the diamond dozen is more common. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting the anecdote for that, but shit like that doesn't happen very often. Those are events. Marvel and Capcom combining the forces for making these kinds of things, that's an event, friends. That's how I've come to look at that. I'm sure that a lot of people have looked at it that way. So goddamn, if there's anything that came out of that direct that I hold on to and feel huge about in multiple ways, it's the Marvel Capcom thing. But nah, everybody, all the other stuff.
It was no big deal to Nintendo, bro.
It's still great. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
No big deal.
No slight against it with Nintendo. They got big things going on, but goddamn it, Capcom baby, Marvel baby. Sorry. All right, I'm done.
It's not gonna get better than that, you guys. So
well said. Well said. You know what else deserves triple dipping? Hitting this like, subscribe, checking us out on Twitch, listen to us on Spotify, listen to us on iTunes. You can catch Ruben Prime, the Culture Tag Podcast. You'll see all of the social medias in the description. RIP Despair. He's absorbed by the Erd tree like we all will, but thanks for hanging out, guys, and we are going to check you guys out next week. Can't believe